I think we all need to just kind of pause because his calendar is amazing, and we're happy to have John with our coverage here at the MAAC Basketball Tip-Off Show. Diane and I ready as we keep moving. One of those matchups was Ryder at Quinnipiac. Tom Pecora and Matt Belong joining us now. And first of all, thank you both for joining us. Coach, how you doing today?
Wonderful. Pleasure to be here. Great setting here in Atlantic City.
Yeah, we were just catching up about it. Like you mentioned, Atlantic City, South Jersey, it really is a great basketball community. Now as you get ready for year one as the head coach of the Bobcats, a team you've been with for a while now, as you take a look at the preseason poll, you take a look at all the teams around the league, what excites you most about the Bobcats getting ready for this season?
Well, it's always hope springs eternal this time of the year for every team, and we all talk about this, the opportunity to go play for a championship later in the year. I think the league is very interesting with the climate of college basketball now with the transfer portal and NIL and all those things going on. There's such a turnover each year when you look at last year's all-conference teams and who's still here and who's not. So I think it's going to be really interesting, and I think it's going to be a wide-open season. I don't think there'll be many games that will be considered upsets.
And Coach, now you've been with the program, but now you're able to put a little stamp of your coaching into it. What has really induced you, and what are you excited about with these players?
Well, I think their enthusiasm about the transition, with Coach Dunleavy moving on to an administrative role down in Villanova, the opportunity of them taking in the changes and the minor differences that are going on in the way we do our day-to-day business both on and off the court. It's been great. And a lot has to do with the leadership of Matt, who's one of our tri-captains with Savion Lewis and Paulo Tiano. So the three of them, I've given them a lot of responsibility. And, you can't coach the locker room. Players need to, and you need to have great leadership in the locker room. And Matt's part of the three that are doing that for us.
And Matt, it's your sixth year, your fifth year playing, back with the Bobcats. What do you bring to practice every day to get this baby back to Hamden?
Just a level of consistency, When you step on the court for practice, when you step on the court for games, it's about what you bring to the table every single day. The consistency that you work and that you put into the practice is really important. And I think when you try and teach that to the younger guys and you lead by example and you do that, I think it can definitely trickle down the kind of down the players on the roster.
Well, you mentioned leading by example, Matt, and one of the best things that we've seen in the last couple of years in this league is your ascension in this conference, right? To come in, you always brought great energy, but what about your game? You kind of do like the self-evaluation now, right? Mm-hmm. What about your game do you feel the most proud about throughout your time now becoming one of the premier players in the league?
Probably my effort when it comes to trying to do everything on the court. I obviously I can score the ball, but I think I like to do the little things a little bit more, because that's the stuff that's the stuff that wins games. Everybody can score the basketball, but when you have people diving on the floor, rebounding, playing defense, that's the stuff that really settles and really wins games and championships.
And Coach, you're familiar with the MAAC, all right? What are you bringing, to your team that is going to be successful against these schools?
Well, you go through a preseason and you're really preparing for conference play, obviously. I think we're going to play multiple defenses. In the past, we've been more of just a solid man-to-man team. But I think that our experience, of having these players with veteran minutes that have played quite a bit, that travels, and that allows you to go find ways to win games on the road. We've created a pretty good home environment at Quinnipiac. Home games are tough there, and we're going to continue to work on that. And the team and the administration has done an incredible job of building that up year to year. So you have to win at home, and then you have to be good enough to defend and do the things you need to do to travel. And once again, I talk to Matt all the time and the entire team about filling up a box score. No turnovers. But other than that, I want all of these guys to go rebound the basketball, be capable of defending, do all the little things. And if we do that as a team, we'll have great success.
I feel like in this day and age, Coach, you alluded to it a little bit with all of the changes in college basketball. Let's take a look at that continuity that this team brings to the table. You mentioned the tri-captains. We have Matt sitting right next to you. This team won 20 games a year ago, shot it better from deep than any team in the league. This group that you bring back, when everyone's got crazy change in their rosters, what makes these returners special?
Well, once again, them returning and making them that decision to do so. They had options, but a lot of them made the decision to stay at Quinnipiac. It's an incredible environment to get a great education first and foremost, but our facilities, not only our arena, but our dorm set up and the campus community is embraced this program. We're coming off a national championship in hockey, and the expression I use all the time, and you know, an incoming tide raises all ships. So we've seen what that can do. You know, we've seen the excitement of playing in the postseason can do, and we're hyped to try to do the same.
And Matt, what about your particular game? You know, you're the leader, you're the scorer. You know, you started off. Now, what are you doing on your game?
I think I'm trying to, you know, add a level of passing to it. You know, I think with the team we have right now, there's a lot of people that can really do a lot of things, and I think being able to get other people involved is something I can really definitely add to my game. And I work on it every day. I work on it in practice, just trying to make the right play, make the play that'll help my teammates out to make them play better. So definitely working on that.
And Matt, like Diane mentioned, right, you've been around the league for a while now, and you've developed, your own little rivalries, whether it's team to team or players on other teams. And just speak to the viewer about the MAAC. What makes this league special to you? Because, like Coach mentioned, anyone can beat anyone on a given day. But from a player's perspective, what makes the MAAC special?
Definitely the competition that you play against every time you have a game. You know, every team that you play against is going to have another good player. Every team you play against is going to have a good defender. Every team's going to have something that you have on that team as well. And I think that's the level of competition that I like to play at. And I think the MAAC has that on every single team. You know, every game you play, it's not going to be, oh, this team's going to blow that team out. It's always something different, and I think that's definitely something that I love about the MAAC.
And Coach, you talk about the support of the administration. What would it mean to Hamden to bring in this trophy back to the arena?
Well, you know, one of the expressions I've always used with my teams over the years is, you know, the ring's the thing. So you want to look at that, and everyone's got a dream. Sometimes we forget we're coaching young 18, 22, 23-year-old men, and let them dream and let them think about what can happen, and that motivates them every day to do it. So there's nothing we'd rather have than bring one of these babies back onto our campus. And we're going to work our tail off every day preparing for it. It's a coaching staff and obviously these young players, and they're doing a great job up to this point.
Well, Coach, Matt, we really appreciate the time today. We wish you the best of luck throughout the course of the season. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck.
That is